Lieutenant Governor Jeff Collier will be sworn in as the state's 47th governor tomorrow. He is also running for a full term this year and what's already a crowded governor's race. Our Capitol Bureau Chief Courtney Ryan explains how the race could be impacted by an independent candidate.
After being sworn in Wednesday, the state's new governor, Jeff Collier, will have 7 months until the state's primary election.
We're going to be working on how do we grow the state, how do we focus, we're going to work with people, and we're hitting the ground running.
However, 2 hours after Collier's swearing-in ceremony, Greg Orman, an independent candidate for governor, is holding a rally in Johnson County to launch his governor's campaign.
The last 7 years have been very difficult on Kansas. In fact, we're at a critical juncture, and I think the people of Kansas understand that something seriously went wrong.
During our recent sit-down interview, Orman laid out his priorities for the state. His main priority being transparency.
My goal will be to make Kansas the most transparent government in the country.
There are more than a dozen Democratic and Republican candidates gearing up for an August primary. Orman is the only independent in the race and will be on the November ballot.
People say you don't have a built-in support base. Well, the reality is you don't have a built-in enemy base.
So I think he's going to have an impact on the race, but it's a really tough sell.
Political science professor Bob Beatty says independent candidates rarely win elections, but says Orman could potentially take votes away from other parties.
Democrats of Kansas' fear is that Orman will be taking votes from the Democratic candidate, and this will hand the nomination to the Republican.
Democratic candidate Josh Spotty says he welcomes Orman to the race.
This is going to be a decision that demonstrates where Kansas is headed next.
Secretary of State Chris Kobach, who's vying for the Republican nomination, says while Orman's campaign does change the landscape of the race, he's not too concerned.
He's got a checkbook and he has the ability to write some big checks to his own campaign, and that means he's going to be an influence, a candidate with real credibility and real weight.
This is the largest field of candidates for a primary race in the state's history. At the Capitol, I'm Courtney Ryan.
Lieutenant Governor Jeff Collier will be sworn in as the next governor of Kansas tomorrow afternoon at 3 at the State House. We'll have in-depth coverage of the ceremony on all of our newscast.